All right, what is up, everybody? So we are T-minus 4 minutes approximately for this race to begin. Welcome. This is a new one for me, LeFridgeGamer. You won't be seeing it this on my one thing before I completely forget to dock it. I need to dock the chat. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are my chat? View. Hello? Am I stupid here? Where's my chat? Am I stupid? I think I am a little stupid. Appearance? No? Where is it? It should just be right here. Am I tweaking? I think I'm bugging. I'm obviously missing something here. What am I missing? Am I stupid? Why can't I see my chat on here? It should just be under one of these drop downs to just show it, but it's not. What am I missing here? Because this might get annoying if I can't check. Oh, you know what? This may be a consequence of using a stream key for a Twitch account that I do not have linked. I cannot see it from my OBS. I might have to have it open. Cannot see it from my OBS. Okay, so I can hear myself through here. I need to stop that. Cannot see it from my OBS. So I need to mute this. And then I need to have this up here. Okay, so that should be good now. I can see that. So what that means is I'm gonna have to split my screens a bit so that everything keeps that in view still. Same thing with the Discord, so that I can keep an eye out for any important messages that they may send. Okay, perfect. So that's good. Everything else looks good. All right. So as I was going to say, hold on, just double checking that I'm not missing anything. Okay, so we should be good. So this is new. This is my first time as an F1 commentator commentating on what is not my Twitch channel. So I need to make sure to plug my own. Hold on. 1 second. I need to throw this. You know, as much as oh, does that mean I can't pin it? Well, that's unfortunate. To follow my personal it's my personal Twitch where I commentate several other leagues. All right. So, okay. That being said, myself already shamelessly plugging myself. Let's go ahead and before the session begins, since I do have time to be fully focused on qualifying and the race session, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at these standings. So as you can see from this graphic, we are looking at Scrub Racing. They will be at Spa. This is their week 4. Hold on, I need to check my files because I just had this up. Week 6. I lied. This is their week 6 race. So they are at Belgium Spa. They will be starting here shortly. But to give you a quick rundown, we have our standing. So we have Buzz, as you could have seen in the live stream splash screen. Buzz driving for Aston Martin with 77 points, leading the championship. But right behind him is Hawk. Is Hawk in the lobby? I do not see Hawk in the lobby unless he has a different EA name. But Hawk in second place driving for Ferrari. Anytime Hawk shows up, mind you, he wins. That is terrifying for the rest of the field. We have ABZ in third, Sarge in fourth, Sunbeam in 5th, and you can just see how tight this title race is. I cut it off at 10. There are a couple more, but this being the top 10. And then to quickly move on to the constructors, as you know, again, Aston Martin, Ferrari, well ahead of the rest of the field with very solid performances, even with Hawk. Yes, Hawk not racing in 2 events. So very, very tight title races across the board. Very, very cool to see, especially with what is a slightly small grid at the moment. This being my first one with this league, with this grid, I am not going to be familiar with anybody at all. If they have different EA names as opposed to their Discord names or whatever's on these leaderboards, I am going to be at a little bit of a loss. So I'll just have to do what I can. And now, as soon as somebody enters as soon as somebody exits the pits, I will switch on over to the race session. Let me go ahead and set up the HUD, and then as well as let's go ahead and unmute the game. Unmute everything on my stream, so everything should be going through. As soon as somebody leaves the pits, I will switch on over. But yeah, so very exciting for me. Quick disclaimer though, and this has been talked about already. I know it sucks a little bit. Yep, somebody leaving out into the pits. Let's go ahead and get into what is qualifying. So it's unfortunate, the timing. If you guys began your races at 8, then this would be perfect. Now, I am very, very grateful that you guys have began your session promptly, very much on time. I do really appreciate that. That is very awesome of you guys. Hold on. I hope this is just my OBS right now that we're on Outlaps. Okay, it looks to be perfectly smooth in the stream, so we should be good there. It's just my OBS sometimes freaks out a little bit and displays like 10 frames per second, but all good, all good. But as I was saying, if you guys raced at 8, I'd have absolutely zero conflicts, but you guys are, believe it or not, the second league to offer me compensation to commentate for your races. Now, I guess you guys very much like the product that I put out, but what I will say is, excuse me as I adjust some volume settings just to make sure we're good. I do have another paid commentary job, and that being said, they just so happen, coincidentally, unfortunately for you guys, begin their races at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So we're really pushing the boundaries, really pushing the limits of my time availability, and so it has been discussed before, since they are a league that I've been working with already for like a month or so now, at the very least. They do have priority, so this is more of a test run. I hope to be able to make this work, and really the best that I can ask of you guys, as only use me sticks, whatever that means, out in the Haas, beginning the first hot lap. I think no, Sunbeam and the Williams ahead of him, but we wish I'll be on the Haas. But unfortunately for you guys, they do take priority. I've been with them for a little longer, and so if I need to leave this session to join theirs, then I will. No hesitation, sort of, because this is more of a test run to see if I can make this happen. But best I can do is ask you guys if I can make this work, to begin promptly as much as possible and have as few delays as possible, which they can happen. I don't expect perfection. Nobody can expect perfection out of anybody, but yeah, that is all I can really ask of you guys, as we have only used me sticks so far, looking very smooth in this hot lap, really hitting his line, really hitting the apexes. Now it's really just a matter of, is his setup optimal for Spa? Excuse me. Personally, I run 0 rear wing. If you're running any kind of rear wing at Spa, you are really a little bit of curvage there, losing out on some time. You're really doing yourself a disservice on the straights. Now, he has already used up way too much battery. He will not have any for this long section. He will overuse his battery, and he'll get that deploy used. Yep, he's out of battery. He will be losing a significant amount of time down this last sector, where speed is essential. Yeah, I don't expect this to be even within a 144, truthfully. 144 being a moderately, decently okay on average. Yeah, see, so we have somebody running a 143.237. As he goes 145, just not good enough on the battery management is really what it comes down to. Somebody else coming across with a 144.3. That is a little more respectable. Hold on, I still have my music playing. Let's put a pause to that. No, I put a pause to the stream. God damn it. 1 second. Perfect. All right, got that sorted. We're good to go. Yes, as we see more and more times coming through, the Haas team really struggling for any sort of a competitive uh, lap time. So let's see, McLaren coming in. He has used up his deploy. Nope, he has a small fraction left. Better battery management. What will he come across with? Also seemingly pretty... No, decently fast. Okay, 144 flat. Good to see. He is in 4th place. We only have 12 people on the grid at the moment. Now that he's on an in-lap, I'm sorry. I just need to make sure that I'm keeping up to date on these messages. Okay, perfect. It seems like everybody knows exactly what to do in this league. There are very few questions or concerns to be voiced this early in the session, so let's hope it stays that way. Aston, someone running on the grass. Okay, looks like just avoiding a car on a hot lap. We will see Buzz do work, actually. The guy who I reached out to on Reddit, as it just so happens to be, about this commentary job. So, he is the orchestrator of tonight's race commentary, this race stream. So pay your graces to him, say your thanks, slob up on him a little bit. Just, don't get too crazy. Give him your gratitude because he is the reason that I am here. I am your Lord and Savior. I am your Messiah as far as it comes to commentary. I'm just joking. I'm not that good. But best I can do is my best, and I hope my best is good enough for you guys. We shall see what Buzz Do Work can do here at Spa. Will I be disappointed or will I be impressed by this man right here? 143.2, enough to be on pole position. Seemingly very fast for this league. Nobody behind him on a hot lap, it seems like, aside from this McLaren. Is the McLaren on a hot lap? Yes, he is. He is now beginning his hot lap. But Benny in a 144 flat. We already watched him, so sorry, man. Got to switch on to somebody else. We shall see. Killing Toast. What is Killing Toast capable of here going down this first sector? So what did he have prior? He is in 6th place with a 144.2. Can he improve? I really wish, and I say this in various streams, I really wish that I could have a little more control over camera as a spectator, because it's either this or seemingly random camera angles. I know they're what you see in broadcast, but I have no control over when or why or how. I think the stream may have crashed. I'm still live. It looks good on my screen. There's 3 people watching. Seems good on my end. I don't know what to tell you. On my end. Sorry. I also wish, even though I'm on windowed mode, full screen windowed mode. Ooh, that has to be an invalidated lap. It is. And a deploy used, not managing his battery well. I also wish the game, even though I'm in windowed mode and not full screen, and I can click off as I have 2 monitors. I'm on PC. I wish it wouldn't pause every time I click off. I don't know. It's a small pet peeve. I really wish that was something that was possible. So as we switch to Habibi, he already has an invalidated lap as there's an Aston Martin screaming down. It is Buzz Do Work getting out of the way of him, but his lap has already been invalidated. Same thing with Only Use Me Sticks. Henry Charles, seemingly on a hot lap. Yes, much better battery management than the rest of the people around him. See, I don't know. Now I'm a little concerned. If he's saying the stream might have crashed, but it looks good on my end, what does that mean for me? I don't know. Will Henry Charles be able to improve on his lap and move up the grid for this qualifying session? No, he has immediately given up. He lost traction. He is out of there. Get him out of there. He's a bomb. Invalidated extreme kiwi. The bird or the fruit. Either way, very spicy. I'm just kidding. Kiwi is not spicy at all, and neither is the board. I like kiwi fruit. It's pretty good. It might just be a minor allergy, but I swear that and pineapple. Oh, he is not improving. RIP. Get him out of here. I don't know if it's just me, but let's see if we can switch. Yes, he shall be on a hot lap soon. My tongue gets a little spiky eating a lot of kiwi and eating a lot of pineapple. I know pineapple kind of does that anyways because it's acidic, but it makes you wonder, am I lightly, minorly allergic? See, I don't know. He has me stressed now. Is my stream up or not? I guess I might be able to check on my phone. Ooh. I have not texted my girlfriend in over an hour. I may be in the dog pound, boys. I may be dead before tonight. Oh, lordy lord. Right. Let me try to pull it up on my phone while having no volume on, so I'm not hitting an echo. Let's see here. Seems to be live for me. It's the first thing that pulled up on my phone. Oh, would you look at this crispy quality? Look at it. Oh man, let me watch myself stream to then commentate on my watching of the stream that I am streaming to commentate on a race that I am commentating on to then watch and commentate on, if you know what I mean. Very Inception, if you catch my drift. I don't know. Seems good to me, man. Seems perfectly good to me. Okay, he has just confirmed that it is also up. Not that I needed that. Come on, I know what I'm doing. At least I pretend to think I know what I'm doing. Sorry, just catching up with some messages. Letting you guys take a quick second of not hearing me yammer on and yap into your ear. Is Sunbeam gonna improve? 143.2. If he gets good traction, he may very well improve here. Yes, he has. 140. He's hit sub 143. This man is on fire. This man is fast. Somebody, just give him the trophy already. No, it's too early to call. It's much too early to call, as we have Buzz do work. Shall we watch him on another hot lap? Well, we do have currently A Sargent in the Mercedes, third place, very close to Habibi behind him on his hot lap. So we shall watch, maybe see what his battery usage looks like as he comes up on Buzz do work in the Aston Martin, getting out of his way. Very, very sportsmanlike. Very, very cool to see. Very much appreciated, I know. So, 130 heading into the braking zone, almost 132. As we see some artifacting randomly for the game. This is buns. This is cooked. This is absolutely Bale City. Not gonna improve. No chance. No way. What? Oh, he has to be feeling insanely frustrated. That much loss of time in that final chicane to still only be a 10.5 slower than his fastest lap. He had to have been like 5 to 6 tenths. I should have been paying more attention to his sector time and his sector improvement, because holy, that is an insane improvement. What is going on here for Mr. Aston Martin Buzz do work? Is he trying to set up a... No, he's not trying to set up a slipstream, so what exactly is going on here? Is he just going back around on another outlap? A cooldown lap? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. A Sargent. Also not on a hot lap, just using battery to speed up a little bit. Extreme Kiwi killing Toast on an outlap seems like. Henry Charles on what looks to be a hot lap, so let's see what he has in store for us. Heading into this very slow, very technical downhill right turn that then it gets a little squirrely if you get on the throttle a little too early here, but managed it very well, hitting his lines, maybe not using up enough track limits, not using enough curb. I am interested to know whether they use strict or normal track limits. And my guess is, the way he's cornering through some of these turns, my guess is he has higher wings than most would have, because this is some very sharp cornering for me to even be able to imagine that he's on 0 rear wing and like very low front wing. I personally have been experimenting with like 4-0, 6-0, that kind of thing, just seeing what based on my driving style works the best, along with the suspension geometry, but that can have a little more variance on it based on driver style. So let's see, will he improve? He had a 144 too. Can he come across with a faster time? A 143.6, a 5, almost 6 tenths improvement to sneak into 5th place for qualifying. Very, very massive improvement with only 3 minutes left in the session. That very well will be, yes, for sure, his last lap in this qualifying. So very nice to see him improve that much. Extreme Kiwi is 3/10 faster, but horrible, horrible. Objectively speaking, horrible battery management on this track. Um, can he maintain improvement though, as he was, what was it, 3/10? Not optimal line into the chicane, but maybe with a good grip out, he gets a 1/10 improvement. Don't want to make too many assumptions as I don't know you guys very well yet. I don't know what level of shithousery I can get away with, but um, may or may not have full traction control on. Not sure. But here we go with Benny starting his hot lap in the McLaren with a 144 flat. We saw him early on in the qualifying. This is his last chance. Maybe using a way too much battery through this entire section. Still on the overtake. Are we ever gonna get off of overtake? Is this a hot lap or is he just looking to go fast? He is hopped off. I don't know what is going on with his battery usage. Is he a none? I sure hope he's a none. It looks like he is. Yes. Same thing here. It almost seems like he's also on maybe slightly higher wings as he's able to corner surprisingly well in this slow section of the track. Maybe not. I don't know. Hard to tell. But he already has. Oh, excuse me. He has already used up more than 2/3 of his battery, maybe even 3/4 of his battery so far. Yeah, there's no way he challenges into a sub 143. I mean, I find it hard to believe that this kind of a egregiously overly aggressive battery usage can lend him so he's 4/10 up. Maybe I'm just misremembering my own times because, or maybe I'm just bad. Maybe I'm just horrible and he's better. But yeah, no ERS usage for the rest of this lap. There is no way. There is no way he can significantly improve by more than 5/10 if he's already 3/10 up. Maybe he lost a lot of time in the chicane prior, but let's see what he can come across with. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just an absolute hater. He has only improved by 1/10, so he could have improved by a lot more. Hello, bot. Get out of here. Don't want to see that. Let's see. Will anybody... This McLaren can, but I don't know why he's slowing down so much. Oh, he's trying to space out to the Mercedes. Oh, there's a Mercedes off track. Is he okay? Hard to tell. You need to cross soon, pal. You don't have that much time. There's also a Mercedes behind him. Okay, he will be starting on his hot lap, killing toast. Yes, just in time with 16, 17 seconds left to go. So, hitting this apex decently well. Will he come out of traction? Yes. Very, very good grip to begin with. It's flying down here. A lot more battery discipline as opposed to some of the other hot laps we've seen. Holding the 8th gear nicely through Eau Rouge. Now into the DRS zone. Should start harvesting maybe just a little as he is already at top speed, but he has not. It's fine. Maybe just a little bit of overuse on the battery. Can he hit these corners very well? He's already 23 tenths. 2 tenths? 23 thousandths? 23 thousandths up on his best time so far as he drops into second gear. Short shifts into third. Now really accelerating into this tight lefter. Using a little bit of overtake. I think he's using too much overtake. He does not really need to get into 8th gear as he's going to drop into 7th and immediately invalidates. Yup, you do not, and in my personal opinion, do not really need to use overtake in that entire second sector. Sunbeam disqualified from session? Sunbeam, what are we doing, pal? I mean, maybe a little bit of unfortunate... Is this amateur? Is this rookie art? Or is this simply a miscalculation by Sunbeam as he's gone from pole position into last place? Hate to see it. Alright, well now that that is over, let me hop on over to the Discord, make sure that nothing has been said. Seems like we are all good to go so far. You know, I also... You know, it being that I'm streaming onto a different Twitch account, I can't do any of the Twitch settings, which is a little annoying to me as someone who has done a lot of my own streaming on my own channel. So but it is what it is. They asked me to, what can I do but to say yes, give me my money, I will do what I need to do. But yeah, so one thing is I can't control the stream title, so just checking it, it looks to be okay. Nothing too crazy, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. It seems to be alright. So we shall hope it is. This is a good time to get a little bit of stretching in. I'm going to be sitting here for a very long time, as immediately after this qualifying, I will need to go ahead and commentate for another one. Same length. Short qualifying, followed by a 50% length race. So a lot of people using 3 sets of softs, so they will be limited in their soft tire usage in the race. Now, it being a slightly smaller field, and maybe they know that they are pretty clean and um, very in control of their cars across the track, that they know that safety cars will be very unlikely, and so they then feel more. Um, Minor issue. We have to reset the lobby really quickly. All right, hold on. So I'm being informed I can get away with some more shit housing. Don't even begin to say that. You don't know what kind of can of worms um I can get. Like, but they are re-hosting. They're fully aware. If I need to leave, I am fully uh permitted. I guess is not the best word, but yes, 7 out of a solid 7 out of 10 is fair. Lol. You know what? I might as well quit on the spot. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Hey, man, there's only 13 of you. There is only so much I can talk about. I mean, oh, fuck. Oh, oh. I was freaking out for no reason, boys. 7 out of 10 for the level of shit talking. Okay, that I can do. That is very respectable within limits. So, they are doing a rehost. I do wonder why. Very, very curious as to why. But, I shall just sit here patiently in my chair and await their invitation to return. So let me just go ahead and switch on over back to the splash screen while we wait. Um, this can actually give me a chance. I completely forgot that this is something I want to try doing more of in my own streams. I was supposed to do like a nice little graphic and representation, but since you guys are hearing me getting to know Fridge for the very first time, there's a lot of lore to catch up on. I feel like I've lived 7 different lifetimes in this one life. I have done so many different things. I have so many different life experiences that I don't know. There's just so much for me to forever talk about. So that being said, I am, I guess I can say freshly graduated, but not really. It's been like 2-ish years since I graduated from NC State with a degree in aerospace engineering. And yes, you heard that correctly, aerospace engineering. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, F1, Formula One racing, a sport that like looks to maximize and push the boundaries of aerodynamics. Do you know a little bit about a little something about that, Fridge Gamer? The answer is yes. Yes, I know a little bit. Now, not so much specifically to the aerodynamic specificities and very in-depth aerodynamics of F1 cars, since it's not like that's not going to be part of normal curriculum per se, but I do, essentially F1 cars have wings on them but upside down. So instead of lifting up the car, they force them down into the ground. That's what downforce is. And so something that I've been wanting to try and incorporate a little more into my streams to make them unique and a little more my own is to include a small section in my streams for a quick, like, I don't know, fridge fast facts about aerodynamics. I am I haven't been working as an aerospace engineer, so I am quite rusty when it comes to a lot of that information. So it was also something that I would need to, help me. It would help me kind of get back to my roots, as I am hopefully looking for in the future to move into an aerospace job. And right now I'm working as a mechanical engineer. And let me tell you what, man, studying cool shit like rockets, airplanes, and just all that jazz to then work just simply drawing models and 2D drawings for industrial mixers as a mechanical engineer is absolutely disgusting. I want to nuke my own. I want to nuke my job. Not really. Don't take this seriously, please. Antifa, FBI, that was a joke. But I would love to work in something that's much more aligned with aerospace engineering, as that's much more of what I'm interested in. But so, um, as far as I think the first thing that I can really do off the top of my head just to do that first fridge factoid is um so what a lot of people don't understand is how or why exactly a wing does make things fly. And so it's a very complicated question. It's a very convoluted and complex answer. No matter how you simplify it, you're kind of ignoring a crucial part. So, if it makes you feel any better, aerodynamics isn't like a fully understood thing either. There's still a lot of very, very infinitesimally small aspects about air and its behavior with solids that um, they kind of throw a wrench into everything. Um, it's just such a complicated interaction as it is like a fluid, but sometimes you can treat it as like a as like I don't know. It just gets so confusing. But so wings, you would think a lot of what you hear is the simplified version where it's like, oh, it's because the air flowing over the top of the wing has to go faster. It like generates lift, or I don't know. It has a pressure difference, and that is true, but it's only true, or it's better represented by the Bernoulli equation. Now, I don't have that fully. I have it memorized, but I'm not gonna recite it and be wrong. You know. But so essentially, what the Bernoulli equation is like is one of the governing equations as far as aerodynamics, and so what happens is, so you imagine a wing section, like cut the wing in half, and you're seeing like the profile of the wing. It's like nice and round at the front, sharp at the back. So the wind hits what's called the leading edge, the front part of the wing profile, and obviously you get your wing split and everything. So yes, over the top there is a lower pressure, and on the bottom there is a higher pressure, and that is due to stagnation, to just overall change in direction, and so a change in velocity because velocity is like a vector. And so the wind is going, it's like it's going slower, but it's going faster over the top of the wing. It's like it's going slower when you look at it one way, but it has to travel faster when you look at it the other way. It's I can't really specifically explain it to you guys because I don't have that. I don't really have that internalized as much as I used to. But yeah, so what it really is a pressure difference. Essentially, oh, formation lap, perfect. I can keep talking about aerodynamics, but so it's like you get a low pressure and you get a high pressure on the bottom of the wing, and it's like a suction cup where the air itself, it's like suctioning the wing up. Very heavy suction, exactly what you like to hear, like exactly what you like to feel. Good suction. Um, and that's what that lift is. But with lift, just inherently there must be drag. And there's a lot of equations that kind of mathematically represent what physics what you observe as far as physics, as to why, if any bit of lift is generated, there has to be drag. Um, but yeah, so that's the best I can do right off the top of my head. My thoughts, my brain aren't very organized, if you haven't been able to tell so far. Very much officially undiagnosed, probably moderate to severe ADHD, but let me tell you what, I don't need no doctor telling me that I got 80 of them HDs, because holy hell, is it sometimes very difficult to like focus on any one thing. But I do my best. We shall see how I do. I don't know. It's starting to get to the point to where maybe I need medication, but uh I don't know, man. Wait, I haven't switched. Holy shit, I haven't switched back to the session. Whoopsies. Speaking of which, Pretty good representation there of my very short attention span. But we are back. You can now see. Good thing I remembered before the race started because that would have been insanely embarrassing. Now it's only a little embarrassing, but you know we shall be okay. We shall be fine. Um, as they are coming in to the finish line to form up the grid and get started for the race. Now, 13 people in the grid only, or on the grid only, in this race. So curious to know. Hold on. I think I forgot to let my friends know. So it's a weird thing. I've been streaming for what is like a month and a half now, but copy link. Hold on. I can't speak and type. Okay. So I sent them the link because it's one of those weird things where I'm already comfortable streaming to people. That's not the weird part. It's just I don't know. It's like involving people I know personally to know about it. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It is what it is. But here we go. Very very soon to begin here at Spa. Let me just very quickly set up our tire telemetry, and we don't need lap data, but so it seems that Henry Charles in the Aston Martin, the only car to begin on the hards. Will we be clean through turn one? Yes, we will. Very, very clean. Nice to see. We all should know that the race is not won on turn one. You have so much time throughout the race to make up time and lose time that it is never worth it to absolutely demolish somebody else's race through the first turn. We do see the Mercedes A Sargent and the Williams Sunbeam fighting it out very, very close together. Maybe a little bit of a difference of setup or a little more battery usage from Sunbeam as he has made up time on A Sargent ahead. But there will be very, very little overtaking as far as I can expect in this second sector, as it is full of very slow winding turns, especially riding in the dirty air of the car in front. There is just going to be, I saw some damage being done, but hopefully nothing too bad. We do see the team of Haas really, really struggling at the very back of the field. Maybe they can make up some more positions, as I see a Red Bull leaving track limits. Could be a warning already. Sunbeam sticking as close as he can to A Sargent, using less battery than A Sargent so far. So maybe we can see an overtake into this long, very fast section of the track in Sector 3 before we get DRS even activated. I don't think I've ever seen that at Spa, so you know, A Sargent doing what he can to prevent that and not lose a position this early. But again, this being Spa and having the long, very fast DRS straights, maybe not that big of an issue. Maybe it is okay to lose a position this early in the race. But hey, I don't know A Sargent, I don't know Sunbeam, I don't know this grid, I don't know how competitively close they can be in race. All I saw was their qualifying, so let's see what does happen here. A Sargent defending his position, hopping back onto the racing line, maneuvering very well through turn one, and now we begin the fast part of Sector 1. All downhill, massive acceleration, reaching top speed as soon as possible into Eau Rouge, maintaining as much speed as possible, as we do see two packs beginning to form, as it seems that the top 8 are all within DRS range of each other. We are in a DRS change, gentlemen. Sunbeam making a move up the inside of A Sargent. Can he retain that position? Yes, he will. Very clean racing. No sudden aggressive defensive maneuvers from A Sargent. Happy to remain behind him in this second sector. No other moves made so far, I do not believe. Yes, I lied. Killing Toast ahead of Extreme Kiwi behind. That is the front of the second group that has formed. Killing Toast now leading the back of the grid in what is very, very small, kind of fluctuating terrain, as some are in and then some dip out, in, out of that DRS range. But now with my friends that aren't exactly F1 very knowledgeable in F1, just maybe a little more beginner to F1 terminology being used here. So DRS, what that does is, as you can see on the back of the wing there's like a little flap. So normally during the race that's angled closed, and how you can see now, and that allows for more downforce and allows the car to make turns faster. In specific parts of the track, if you are Ooh, a little bit of touchy-touchy. Stop touching each other, please. Let's keep it appropriate. Age appropriate, please. PG, PG. No touching of each other's car parts. We do see a move up into this very tight chicane. The Red Bull pushing the outside. The Aston Martin cutting across the chicane. Will he have received a penalty? Again, I don't know what kind of track limit rules they're using, but defending a little aggressively is Buzz do work, as we see Sunbeam remaining ahead of the Aston Martin of A Sergeant. But as I was saying, through some of the sections of the track, you see the rear wing open to allow less drag from the rear wing and lets them go even faster. And so that is a part of the strategy that is involved in F1, as we will see in some of these wings open up, and they will be able to go faster than the car ahead because only the cars behind can get DRS. But it seems that the Mercedes managing battery well enough, but Sunbeam has more than run away so far. He has made his move on the Mercedes and is now driving in perfectly clean air, just pushing as fast as he can to prevent any sort of a catch-up from the field behind. That is the best case scenario for Sunbeam. Go faster than the people behind. Do not allow A Sergeant to get DRS and let him fight to survive. Fight for his life with the cars behind him pushing to catch up to him, as he is very low on battery now, with Sunbeam very high on battery, knowing that he needs to defend on these straights. Narwhal receiving a 3-second time penalty, definitely for corner cutting. Back of the field, but in points being critical. No matter how far down you are, if you can get any sort of points, at the very least, it wasn't a waste of a race. Very helpful for your teammate as well. Narwhal, the only Ferrari driver for this session, so he is, there's a lot of pressure on him to perform for the Ferrari team, as they are. I think I need to pull it back up. I forgot what the standings were, but whatever. Shout me out, say banana in a sentence. You know what? I shall do it just for you, senor. Banana, just for you. You like big bananas. I have seen you deep throat them just a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Nothing too crazy. But very cool to see my friends in this stream. Don't know if they're still watching. I hope I'm interesting enough to keep my IRL friends interested, even though they are not Formula 1 fans. We do now see the top 4 back within striking distance of each other, as Sunbeam not able to run away fast enough to just have a clean race, or clean air in front of him, clean air behind him. But A Sergeant is struggling just a little bit to kind of catch back up to him, as Extreme Kiwi has made a move on Williams in Sector 2. Very impressive. Sorry I missed it. I guess I should maybe dip back into here a little bit, as we have some very tight battles going on, with the front of the field kind of starting to spread out a little bit. Habibi is losing a little bit of time on Buzz do work ahead. The Williams kind of as well. This is just a difference of who is using battery in certain parts of the track versus who is not. All part of what is a chess game in Formula 1. This is starting to calm down a little bit, and racing at Spa, you don't exactly hope to see this kind of a spread begin to form. And even though I do say that, we are starting to see these guys catch back up to the car in front and really bring that gap closer together. Allow for maybe a little more battling to go on here at the very front of the grid. A lot of people like to make the blanket statement about commentators that say, hey, you stick too much to the front of the grid, maybe you should watch some of the people in the back. Well, all I say is maybe go fucking faster, maybe be better. You want to get coverage, be faster. Even though I do just say that. Benny just made a move on his teammate. Sorry, man. I was a little too concerned about complaining, about people complaining, about complaining to me, about me complaining to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, no you don't. Henry Charles, within a tenth, really pushing Killing Toast up ahead, just trying to get ahead before DRS. He feels like he is slowing himself down by staying behind. He has made his move up the outside with the McLaren kind of giving him that room, but the other McLaren really kind of blocking his move. They are working as a team, but honestly, I would be furious if I was Henry Charles and the Aston Martin. Go fuck yourself. Let me through. Don't save your teammate. Let him fight for himself. He's not a little kid. Let me through. I'm faster. But all part of the game, all part of the race. You need to find ways, creative ways sometimes, to get past a slow car in front of you. once again, very, very patient grid at the moment. Not too many aggressive moves being made. Not that there are very many aggressive moves to be made in Spa. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, as I say that, the Red Bull now within 2/10 of the Aston Martin ahead. Can he hold more speed and accelerate faster coming out of this section to gain time on him? No, he cannot. He has actually slipped back a little bit, as is everybody else across the grid. A Sergeant actually catching up very rapidly to Sunbeam up ahead, but he goes wide in the chicane. Not very optimal. He has lost out a significant amount of time that he had caught up and is now outside of DRS range as Buzz Do Work now ahead of A Sergeant in the Mercedes. We are seeing moves being made. Money, money, money moves. Now accelerating. Ooh, he does have a little more battery. If he gets that feeling that he has more battery, he should just conserve it as he is right now and use it during this DRS section of the track. Already very close to him. With the help of this DRS, should be able to make this move happen now that the Aston Martin is out of battery. Making his move very cleanly, switching back over to the racing line now that he has enough space, hitting these corners, not exactly cornering very well, a little bit of a rough entry, but has recovered well and is making his way through the slow sector 2 with a little bit of momentum after having made that move. Ooh, I am getting a wave of sleepiness, man. It has been a long weekend for me. A little bit of traveling, had to go see the boys, had to go watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a long day for me. It's been, what, a 4-hour drive today? No. Yeah, it was like 3.5 to 4 hours. Killing Toast with a 3-second time penalty. Not what you want to see when you were in the middle of the pack, in the middle of the points, fighting with people close behind you. Habibi gaining a lot of time on Buzz Do Work up ahead. He has consistently done this where he gains time on him up ahead in this part of the track, but then cannot make it really take advantage of it in the rest of the track. But now he is catching up. Does he have more battery? He has double the battery of Buzz Do Work up ahead, so this should be one of the easiest overtakes of his life with the help of some DRS at the end, or after this very tight chicane, as he is kind of pushing very wide through that chicane. With DRS now activating, he is immediately on him, makes him move on over. Get on out of my way, you slow ass motherfucker. Now hitting the apex very well into this fast section of the track with Buzz Do Work, slipping out a little the rear tires with maybe stepping on the gas a little too early, losing traction and losing a lot of time to the racers ahead, as now he has been overtaken by the second Red Bull of Extreme Kiwi. Extreme Kiwi not getting the tow from his teammate, but very nice to see from the Red Bulls as they are now pushing their way towards the front of the field. Following closely behind to A Sergeant is Habibi. Henry Charles making a move in the Aston Martin up into 8th place on Killing Toast. Sorry, but we are having some exciting racing going on near the top of the field. Please do not hate me, but this Mercedes, I do want to say, is very dangerously close to this McLaren. Can he make something happen through this slow section of the track? I highly doubt it, but you never know. Miracles happen every day. Miracles happen every minute. Miracles happen every second in this universe. The universe is very big. No move made and has now lost time, but he is on 100% battery. What are we doing? I mean, I guess he doesn't really need to use it now, but like, use a little more, man. Hey, that's him, Missy. That's my boy, one of my IRL friends. What's up, Mr. McKean Valey? That's exactly how you say it. You can quote me on that. Never would it ever be pronounced in any other way, but McKean Valey. Trust, I would know. Again, maybe, yeah, everybody's starting to separate a little bit, as A Sergeant, Habibi, the only two drivers really, or three drivers close to each other aside from Henry Charles and Benny in the Aston Martin and McLaren respectively. There has been a light battling going on, but most of it has been just DRS moves that are free, essentially, just up for grabs. But a lot of the skill being exhibited here at the moment, mostly being due to just maintaining a good race pace and keeping it close to the car up ahead of you to remain within the DRS. That is very crucial. Very, very, really, really focused and oh, we will see a Red Bull make a move on the Aston Martin. But what I mean to say is very dependent is the word on being consistent, as we see a little lack of focus there from the Mercedes. Maybe picking up a warning as he did cross the white lines. Maybe receiving a track limits warning. Um, you know, you want to keep the time penalties to a 0. You do not want to receive any time penalties, especially near the top of the grid, as it can be absolutely devastating for your finishing results. Habibi and A Sargent trying to make up ground on Sunbeam, as he did make a move very, very early on A Sargent at the start of the race into first place and has been able to defend it from there on out, as we are now on lap 8, soon to begin lap 9, about a third of the way done with this race. Peeking over to their Discord, make sure I'm not missing any messages. I am not. Seems like everybody is absolutely locked in on their race, as currently the only battle that can really that we can really observe is between the top 3 racers: Sunbeam in the Williams, Habibi in the Red Bull, and A Sargent 98 in the Mercedes. As we go into a the very slow chicane. And then lead. Oh, okay. Nope, that was just camera angle. But Habibi going early into the pits. Is Habibi doing a 2-stop strategy? I hope not. Habibi, that is significantly slower, as Santi receiving a 3-second time penalty as several racers pit. The 2-stopper will not win you the race, Habibi. The 2-stopper is significantly slower than a 1-stop at Spa. It's significantly slower as a 1-stop on any track. Now, some tracks will take a little more skill and a little more tire management to pull off a 1-stop, but the rewards are more than obvious. The amount of time that you save by only pitting once as opposed to twice, anybody can see that it pays off. Habibi OP, I beg to differ. Habibi might be low-key an idiot. He might be a little bit of a dumbass. But maybe he just knows something that we do not. He is Habibi after all. As Sunbeam, now with a 1.5 second gap between him and second place, A Sargent. With A Sargent needing to worry about the Red Bull of Extreme Kiwi. 5,000. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 4. 5,000. Extreme Kiwi, 5,000. Chasing A Sargent ahead, making him stress, making him sweat, maybe making him pee a little. Maybe he's a little nervous. He's a nervous peer. Benny as well, the only other driver fighting even remotely close to anybody else. So Benny will actually very much start to struggle on those medium tires as opposed to Henry Charles, because medium tires, being the softer tire, are faster but degrade faster, meaning as soon as they start to lose grip, he will really struggle to keep up to the hards, who will not be as worn down as the mediums. So Henry Charles in a decent position at the moment as more drivers are pitting. Are they going to last 20 laps? No, 10, 12 laps, 12 laps. I'm an idiot. I can't do simple math. But 12 laps on the hards very much should be very doable. Maybe I gave Habibi too much shit. I think I miscalculated in my mind. I am very bad at mental math. Very, very well-known fact. So Habibi performing the undercut on the rest of the field, with now Henry Charles on the hards, who started on hards and will have a the singular job of making up as much time as he can on these hards during this stint, to then not lose too many positions pitting onto the mediums. To then, his second job would be on the mediums, be as fast as possible. He will be lighter, so he will be able to push those mediums a little harder. So we shall see how this works out for Henry Charles. Habibi in second place now after pitting with Sunbeam, the race leader, who, you know, realistically is the race leader, as he held the first position for a good portion of the race so far. Directly behind him, this is tough beans for Habibi and Harry Charles, seeing that the race leader is already so close to them, not having what would be, you know, a pit stop 23 seconds, anywhere between that. Sunbeam is already on their ass. He is already hunting like a hungry lion in the jungle. Lions don't live in the jungle. That is a lie, but you know how it be. Now he has slipped up behind, behind of Habibi. He is now out of that DRS range that would have been absolutely crucial to catching up to the rest of the grid up ahead of him, of Habibi and Harry Charles. But Sunbeam, I don't think is too worried about it, as he is slowly catching up anyways to Habibi up ahead and to Henry Charles over time. So, you know, Habibi will have maybe slightly older tires. I mean, the difference between 1 lap and 0 laps can be made up by the skill of the driver, and so I'm not too worried for Habibi. Um, Unless he's just really bad, as he has set the new fastest lap on hard tires. Very impressive to see. Henry Charles will have the chance to set the fastest lap since he will be on the mediums in his second stint. Benny making a move on Benny up. Oh, it seems like Benny may have lost some kind of control. It gave me that negative flash, so I don't know what happened there. At the moment, Buzz Do Work, the only car. No, yes, there are these two cars, three cars right here. Eastwind and the Williams. First, I'm hearing of him in this race. Very closely behind Buzz Do Work, and then very close behind of Extreme Kiwi 5000. We are now halfway through the race, just about. What more can happen here? 10-second time penalty for only use me sticks. What an absolute bum. Speeding in the pit lane. All you have to do when you enter is, guess what? Hit the brakes and slow down in time. That is as simple as it gets. That is a silly mistake to be making. What are we doing? What are we doing? Now, does it really matter? Does it really matter all that much considering that he is in last place at the moment? No offense to you, Mr. Only Use Me Sticks, but doesn't really matter, does it? Sorry if that's a little mean, but hey, this race has not been your race. Don't blame me for objectively stating the fact that you were in last place. Alright, now that it's a little overplayed, again, people just, on different race paces at the moment, people are just simply faster than the car behind them. Aside from what is now Buzz Do Work, as Eastwind continuing to lose time by running off track on Buzz Do Work up ahead of him. But Buzz Do Work is doing work, catching up to Extreme Kiwi on older hard tires. This may be hard to keep up, and so he will want to make up that time on Extreme Kiwi up ahead of him as soon as possible and get ahead of him as soon as possible if he is currently faster than him. A Sargent now setting the fastest lap. A Sargent was the race leader very early on. He was sitting pole position at the start of the race, losing his position, I think, to Extreme Kiwi within a lap or two. Not very good for his race strategy. Okay, that is for my second league that I will have to commentate for in 40 minutes. We should be able to finish this race by then, as we have, what, 10 laps? 10 times 1 is 10, plus it's a little more than a half. It's like 3/4 of a minute, so it's 3/4 times 10. That'd be like 7-ish, 7.5. 7.5. So, oh man, I'm bad at mental math. 10 plus, it should be like 20 minutes, I think. Very roughly 20 minutes. God, dude, that took more brain power than I think I've used all day. And that's saying something. But A Sargent very rapidly catching up to Sunbeam up ahead of him on these same age tires. Currently, the only two cars even remotely within spitting distance of each other, and you know we like to spit around here. Anyways, is the only car within fighting distance to make a move, make a change in position, and this being specifically to sneak into the podium, as he is in 4th place, looking to get ahead of Sunbeam, who is in 3rd place up ahead of him. Everybody else very well spaced out. It is seeming like Henry Charles, you know, this isn't his true position as he is not pitted yet. Let's see, difference of the race leader will give us a little bit of a better picture as to where Henry Charles would move back to after pitting. So, giving it 20 seconds, so 2.6 plus about 6, that's like 8.6 plus another 6, that's 14.6. 24. So he'd fall anywhere between 4th and 5th place, depending on his pace at the moment, depending on also his pit entry. You know, some people run that a little more conservatively, and so they lose out a little more time, but really not wanting to risk the 10-second penalty of speeding in the pit lane. As we see the Merc of A Sargent finally trying to make his move on. There has been a collision! Has enough space been left? Has there been enough space left for A Sargent to make a move safely, as he may now lose yet another position to Extreme Kiwi next to him now? He has lost that position. Did Sunbeam leave him enough room, or will that be a punishable offense by the racing stewards? Very tough to know, but hey, you were all here. You saw it. I have a clear view of it. Don't forget it. FIA, we have the camera angle. Oh, you don't watch the right things. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. I don't care. I just caught an incident. Now, could that, could Sunbeam or A Sergeant be mad at me? Depends on which way the FIA decision goes. If it goes Sunbeam's way, he'll be happy. If it goes, then A Sergeant would be mad at me. Maybe if A Sergeant gets it his way and Extreme or Sunbeam gets the punishment, Sunbeam might send me death threats. I hope not. But just know, I'm ready for you, Sunbeam. I'm not scared. You do what you think is necessary. I'll do what I think is necessary. Just might end up with you not breathing. Anyways, uh, he gonna make a comeback? Nah. No, he's not. I don't believe it. Actually, he could very well make a comeback. He has shown that he is faster. He didn't seem to take any damage, just, slowed down by the collision. As now we see Henry Charles slipping all the way down into 7th place after the pit stop. But we'll have a good bit of... No, he will not. Benny also making his... Man, they lose way more time than I thought in this pit lane. But coming out behind, not quite behind Benny, he is ahead of Benny, but Benny will have DRS on him as we have A Sergeant now already back and forth, hunting Extreme Kiwi down already. Maybe he will chase him down. Maybe he will make a comeback. 30 seconds time penalty for Santee OP. Come on, man. What are we doing? You see those white lines? You see those white lines that are, left and right of your car? You're supposed to stay within those. You are supposed to stay within those. Come on, man. As we see, yet again, the grid just, all splitting up. They are all pretty far away from each other. Actually, A Sergeant really zipping through this part of the track, has made up several tenths of a second on Extreme Kiwi up ahead of him. He wants that podium. He can taste it. He can feel it. He can hear it. He can grab it by the ear. It is within his reach. It is all for him to take. Seize the day. Carpe diem is what they do say. I think somebody does. A Sergeant within 8 tenths. Hunting. Extreme Kiwi with better battery management, as Extreme Kiwi has almost 40% at the moment, with A Sergeant having 20% less now after activating some. It's going to take a little bit of patience from A Sergeant. Habibi now with the fastest lap. He is the fastest man on track, and he is in first place. Holy hell, Habibi is OP. Habibi's in first! Habibi is leading this race with only 8 laps to go. What is this man on? Habibi is absolutely fucking goated. He is him. He is your race leader. He is looking like the runaway favorite to win this race for Red Bull. With Sunbeam doing his absolute best to catch up, but just not having the pace to do so. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. You know nothing. I know it all. I am God. I am Buddha. I am Muhammad. I see everything. I know everything. And yeah, not really. I'm kind of fucking stupid. But I'm curious to know how Henry Charles does, since he was on the only one on the hard to medium strategy. Can he make up enough time on the cars ahead with the faster tires, even though they will degrade faster? I am curious to know. That is very, very... it's cool to see somebody change it up and maybe reap the benefits of that different strategy, as there are not many more battles going on. Oh, Benny has lost control. Benny has lost it. He has binned his race. He is out of the points now when he was in, what was 8th or 9th place? I don't remember. He has absolutely fucked himself, and pretty brutally, I might say. A Sergeant in the Mercedes catching up very quickly to Extreme Kiwi up ahead of him. They are on the same tire compound. It is the same age tires. It is all down to driver and skill and setup. Hold on. I may need to defend my honor here. The second league that I'm in, that I'm supposed to hop on at 10, they are slandering my name, and I will not stand for it. They are saying, "Oh, I can help with commentary if he can't." Bozos, I will be there. Hold on. Hold on. What are they talking about? I'm not being replaced. Hold on. I know this can be a little unprofessional, but I absolutely need to defend my honor. I need to defend my honor. There, it has been done. You think you can take my job? No, tough luck. Find a different place. This is my job. Um, A Sergeant still fighting. Also, Buzz do work now very close to Henry Charles ahead, who has the faster tires. He is keeping pace with Henry Charles up ahead of him, his teammate. Hmm. Is there a little bit of a communication being done? Bro getting fired? No, I'm not. I will say, I will say, the very first race weekend as a commentator for that league, I was doing a practice race up in like 10 minutes prior, and you know, they didn't have a check-in for me, and so they thought, oh my god, 10 minutes and he hasn't said anything yet. He's not responding. Holy shit, the world is gonna end. It's apocalypse mode. We're all gonna die. Where is he? Ping, ping, ping. Message him. Um, and then as soon as I joined, I felt like Jordan Belfort in the moment of the Wolf of Wall Street, where he was like, "I'm not fucking leaving," and they all go batshit crazy. That's what it felt like. I felt like, oh, I felt like a messiah to these people. But yeah, some dude, some bum is trying to take my job. Tough luck, pal. It is mine. I'm getting paid. You are not. They like me. They don't like you. I'm just kidding. That's a little harsh. I don't know if they like him or not. But I haven't seen his name around in that league, so a little bit of a newcomer, maybe not understanding the hierarchy. As Henry Charles! Yes, yes, yes. You love to see it. Benny DNF'd! Oh, he binned it, and he probably just went into the pits to retire. That would make sense. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, nosers. My girlfriend is calling me. I'm commentating. I'm commentating. I told you this. I said I was going to commentate. Oh, no. Let me tell you what, guys. Life advice, keep your woman happy. Oh, my God. Now they're roasting me in there. Whatever. They know their place. They know who they want as their commentator. It is me. But back to the race. Currently, BB continuing to run away with it. Has gained over a second on Sunbeam as A Sergeant has made it into the podium. Oh, they are disrespecting me, but I need to focus on this race. Really the only battle on track. 3-second time penalty for killing Toast. Keep it within the limits. I don't know. The guy's already backing down. Whatever. Not my problem. But yeah, so far only A Sergeant and Extreme Kiwi in any kind of a battle, and that being because A Sergeant had to overtake him, and so now he is doing his best to. Oh, he may have done it. He may have done it. Yeah, doing his best to get him out of that DRS range. So all he has to focus on is catching the car ahead of him now, which is Sunbeam. He is only 3 seconds behind Sunbeam with 5 laps to go. Can A Sergeant do anything spectacular here as we have Mr. Habibi? I had a cousin named BB, believe it or not. I already forgot what his actual first name was, you know. And again, oh, track limits there. Has he picked up a warning? Maybe. But, yeah, I can't remember his name. Genuinely cannot. We always called him BB. So, Henry Charles, very close to East Wind now. Moving, hopefully, trying to make a move into 5th place. As well as Extreme Kiwi, now back within DRS range of A Sergeant. A Sergeant starting to sweat a little as we are coming down to the finishing stretch of the race. Henry Charles pushing to gain another position, get more points for the Aston Martin team, as Buzz do work already in points, but really not within any kind of a striking distance to the cars in front. Henry Charles losing a lot of time, as well as Extreme Kiwi. Extreme Kiwi now out of the DRS range, but Extreme Kiwi not yet, you know, he doesn't need to worry too much about being within a second until he gets closer to those detection zones. As we have a Haas in the pit, we have only used me sticks in the pits. What are we doing, man? What's going on? Has he taken damage or something? What's going on? But Mr. Charles is catching up very rapidly. Will we see a move, any sort of a dive bomb into this chicane? No, we will not. He is happy to use DRS, as he does need to do maybe a little bit of avoiding there behind the Williams of East Wind. Will have DRS. Is he saving his battery? Eastwind does not have any battery. This should be one of the easiest overtakes in Henry Charles's life. With the better tires, with DRS, with better battery. Oh, you're overusing it. You're cooking yourself. Don't overtake here. Why are you overtaking in Eau Rouge? Now he'll have DRS on you. Oh my god, wait, hold on. No, he timed it perfectly. He timed it perfectly. This man knows what he is doing. He did it just after the DRS detection zone. He has pulled off an insanely intelligent maneuver. Enough with the glaze, but, you know, he has done a very good job of getting ahead of Eastwind and maximizing his move. So kudos to you, Mr. Henry Charles. You still have the faster tires, so you should not worry too much about him catching up to you. Now, with Extreme Kiwi, still doing his best to fight back and try to retake his podium position. We have a safety car, guys. Do we? I think we do. I see the safety car exiting. No. No. The McLaren of Killing Toast is done. Both McLarens out of the race. We have a safety car. We may only get 1 to 2 laps of racing for the end of this race. I mean, you know what? There's not much to complain about. What this has done is brought everybody together. We should see people pit for softs. There is no way people do not pit for softs. Oh my god, they're not pitting for softs. Well, you know what? I'm lying. Because they're somewhat close enough to each other, there actually is no point in pitting onto softs, as you won't have enough time to make up those positions. That is true. That is true. I forgot to consider that, so this will be interesting a little. This will be a little interesting, as everybody will kind of bunch back up. Everybody will be very close to each other. Alright, while we're under safety car, I need to tell the other league that I should be good to join. Alright. We are under safety car. How many laps will we have? As several people near the back of the field have chosen to pit onto the softs. That makes the most sense for them, as they are not losing too many physical positions. And so it makes much more sense for them to switch onto the faster tires to try and gain some positions that they would not have been able to gain otherwise. Habibi will have his job cut out for him, leading the race now with the oldest set of tires aside from Narwhal, who is not really in the fight, as he is surrounded by drivers on soft tires, and with several penalties. So Buzz Do Work licking his chops. The safety car's already coming in. We will have one more lap. Hit me with it one more time. Bomb, bomb, bomb. We will have one more lap of racing here at Spa. The front four on hard mediums. Henry Charles with the slightly used mediums. Or did I say mediums? 4 hards, 1 medium, several soft. That sounds like a very weird and very confusing gay orgy. You know, some are hard, some are mediumly hard, and some are just soft to begin with. Maybe some were coerced into being there. Anyways, you know, that's a little off topic. We shall see here very shortly. Race resuming, race pace continue as everybody, boom, 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 full throttle, gunning it into turn 1. Can we have a clean turn 1 once again in this race? We had a clean one at the start of the lap, as we already see Buzz Do Work gaining a position on Narwhal. Habibi running away with it. He has hit the apex well. He should be able to, if he can keep it clean, keep it consistent, be able to win this race. Let me switch to some of these closer battle actions here with people on different tires. Henry Charles maybe losing some positions to Extreme Kiwi. We will not have DRS for this entire lap. This will be pure racecraft from the field. Aston Martin slipping through, but being a little careful with that Williams. He has knocked his teammate loose. Whoa, that could have been a lot worse, but we have Williams now in 5th, Eastwind in 5th. Extreme Kiwi in 4th. Actually, he already was, but will we see any sort of crazy moves through this tight section? No, we shall not. Yes, we will. Buzz do work, making his move up ahead of his teammate now. Very close to Eastwind. Eastwind making a move on the Red Bull of Extreme Kiwi up ahead, taking it inside. He has run it maybe a little wide. That is an incident that will need to be reviewed, but Buzz do work. He has gone through. He has taking advantage of the Eastwind and Extreme Kiwi fighting. He is now in 4th place. He is within striking distance of A Sergeant up ahead of him. But it will be very tough to make up that much ground with this little left to go in the lap. Habibi will be your race winner, it seems like. But Sunbeam, A Sergeant, Buzz do work. Everybody behind still fighting. Fighting. He will make a move into podium. Buzz do work. Now in 3rd place. I feel like I'm screaming. I feel like I'm yelling. Eastwind now up ahead. The soft tires have paid off. But Habibi will cross in 1st place. He will win the Grand Prix here at Belgium in Spa. I'm fucking stupid, guys. I'm fucking stupid. There's one more race to go. There's one more lap. I'm stupid. It's 22 out of 22, not 21 out of 22. There's one more lap to go. I don't know what to say. Santi OP with the fastest lap near the back of the field. But now we shall see DRS in this lap. Dude, I don't know what's going on. There were so many moves. There is so much going on. These soft tires were definitely the gamble to make. Habibi. Oh, Habibi's losing time. Eastwind making a move. Eastwind, can he get in front of the Mercedes? No, he cannot. He will have to remain behind him. Buzz do work with his work cut out for him. Extreme Kiwi with a 3-second time penalty. What a fall from grace for the Red Bull driver, Extreme Kiwi, being in a podium position for a majority of the race, now in 6th place with a time penalty. Henry Charles knows that he does not need to get up ahead of him just yet. An inside move by Buzz do work, not making it work, but he is showing initiative. He is showing aggression on Sunbeam up ahead. Oh my god, can he make this clean? He's getting a little bit of rough defending by Eastwind, really being physical, really feeling him clashing into him, really feeling that strength of that man's body. Buzz do work with the faster tires. Can he get a better exit into this last section of the track? Can he get a free position gain into 2nd place? Habibi will be up ahead, should be winning your race here at Spa. Can anybody else make any last-second moves into the last chicane? Buzz do work? No, will not. So, as it stands, we will see. Oh, seeing some moves. But Habibi, your race winner with Sunbeam in 2nd, Buzz do work in 3rd, Eastwind, A Sergeant, Henry Charles moving up because of Extreme Kiwi's penalties. Extreme Kiwi in 7th, Narwhal in 8th, 9th for Santi OP. What an exciting finish of the race. Holy hell. We had an insane amount of excitement here at the end of this race at Spa. Absolutely exciting, riveting, just, you know, eye-grabbing, hair-raising, goosebump-giving racing at the very end of this race. That is what safety cars with very few laps to go will do to you. Oh, man. What an absolute pinnacle of a finish. So the game giving driver of the day to Eastwind. I don't know. I mean, yes, objectively he has made up 3 positions to finish in 4th, but Buzz do work pulling off the soft switch up at the very end to gain what were several positions. I don't know. You guys have the footage. You can see and decide for yourselves. Let me see if maybe they would like for me to grab these as well. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, congratulations to Habibi, your race winner. Habibi OP, as Mr. McKean Bailey did say prior. So, Habibi, maybe pay your gratitude. Say thank you to Mr. McKean Bailey because he is him. He knew you were gonna win from the very beginning. But I now have to get ready for my next stream, for PTRL Participation Trophy Racing League or whatever. But I have been the Fridge Gamer, LeFridgeGamer here on Twitch, streaming for Scrub Racing. I hope you very much enjoyed. Um, see me soon in what should be about 15 minutes for this other league, but that will be on my own channel. You can see the link to my own channel up above in the chat. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I know I fucking enjoyed. I might be a little drenched wet over here, and it's not sweat. So. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so very much for being here. I hope the Scrub Racing enjoyed my commentary. Thank you so very much. I will be back very shortly on my own channel.